season of In the Elements. We're going to start things off with something I wanted to do a few years ago, which was, well, actually last year, which was reach out to some of my TikTok friends, some original content creators, and kind of talk to them a little bit. I've been on TikTok since 2020 in February, and it's been a wild ride, and I've been able to meet up with some amazing, amazing content creators. So these are the TikTok Chronicles, and I'm gonna start things off with my brother, Milton Spencer. Milt, what up, brother? How are you?
What's good, man? I'm doing very well. Blessed, man. How about yourself?
Listen, man, I'm happy that I'm able to get you. I know you're a busy man creating some banging content, man. So I listen, I respect your stuff. I'm just happy to get you on, brother. So listen, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's jump right in, right?
Let's dive in, man. Let's
All
go for
right,
it.
all right. So when did you jump on to TikTok?
I got on a TikTok actually, what was it? March of 2020, like right when the pandemic started. That's when
Right,
I jumped on. I created an account before that, but I didn't really pay attention. I created an account because a lot of people were like, hey, there's this new app and I was like, okay. So when I got on, I didn't really understand what it was all about. I didn't know what it was. I just looked around and I saw video after video and they looked kind of like amateur hour for me. I was just like, like, okay, this is weird because I kept getting verified creators and all of their videos look scripted and kind of like something I
right,
wasn't really into. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just stick to doing what I what I do, which is just stick to my business and things like that. And then when I got on, I was like, okay, now I see what I can do. Yeah.
all right, all right. And I don't exactly know when me and you linked up. I know you did a collaboration for me. I think it was in September. I did a song for it was the Aha song, and
Yeah.
you were able to jump on that, and just um, so I don't exactly remember like what you used to put on before that, but I definitely see what you and respect what you put on lately, and a lot of it has been calling out on the fakeness of kind of a TikTok and some of the creators that are on there, and then you come out with these like stories, like these like video novels with all these different characters and all this kind of stuff. So I want you to kind of go into what your content is.
Okay. So what I really liked it when I first started off, as you said, I was just kind of putting out what I saw everybody else doing because I really didn't know what to put
Yeah.
out on the application. And then finally one day I started to realize something. If I get caught up in these trends or I get caught up in what everybody else is doing, I'm not really expressing myself because I would put things out and they would get, sometimes thousands of likes, and
Right.
they would get a lot of attention,
Right.
but it wasn't what I wanted to put out. So I started to challenge myself to put out what I actually wanted to put out, and it was a challenge to ego because when I first put out my first original story, which is The Boss,
Mm-hmm.
when I put that out, I mean, it was like
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody's like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And so finally, I decided. I said, "You know what? In my life, I've never been anybody other than Milton. I'm gonna be
Right.
Milton,
Yeah.
and either people are gonna rock with him or they're not. And
Right.
it's just kind of what it's gonna be. So that's when I started to also kind of try to, I guess you want to say in a way, I wanted to minister to other people
Right. Right. Right.
and kind of talk to them about, being who they are and being what they are. So I try to deliver different messages in my content. And then the stories that I create are honestly abstract ideas that I have come up with based upon whether it's something I've maybe seen or maybe something I haven't seen before,
Right.
not necessarily in a movie, but just in life in general and just things that I want to actually create and bring to the forefront. Now, I will talk about some of everything. It's never, and I promise you this, it's never calculated. It's
Right.
always based upon what I honestly want to do. It's always based upon, is this an actual expression of myself? You know what I'm saying? It's never like I'm just gonna give some knee jerk reactions because I've seen some things out there that I could stitch and react to or say some things on.
Right. Right.
But I
Right.
decided not to because in actuality, even if I heard that in real life, I wouldn't say anything. I would just look at that person and be like, all right, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe.
Right.
By all means, you go right ahead. But then it comes down to, okay, how do I honestly want to express myself? Right. And I allow the creativity within me, I allow the gifts that I have to pretty much come out and flow and put it onto camera, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I create a story, right, there is no true base to it. The stories that I create literally are when I say abstract, I really mean that. They always have a, oh, this story is going this way,
Right.
right? And
Right.
then people are like, oh, okay, we've seen this before, and then boom, right
Right. Yeah.
turn, boom,
Right.
left
Right.
turn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what in the world is he doing? But that's the point. It's
Right.
not just creating something that you've seen, it's creating what you see in here. It's
Right.
creating what you want to honestly put out and do the things that you want to do in order to make sure that when your content is seen, that people who are fellow artists or who are in some form of artistry can
Right.
recognize and appreciate it because you understand that what you're doing to the common person may not be appreciated, but to the person who recognize arts or music or beats or difference in variances or
Right. Right.
whatever the case may be in that realm, they can appreciate your work. And
Yeah.
then here you go, you get a chance to holler at DJ Echo. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he's appreciating your work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And you're around music all the time and artistry all the time. So
Yeah.
if you're seeing it, then that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Right. What has been what's been the response to you going and doing these original stories? I mean, I check in and I see that it's good amount of likes and the views are good, but interaction wise, like what are people talking to you? Are they DMing you? Oh, I love this story. Like what's the response to some of these stories that you're putting out? Because they're like honestly like I mean, some of this stuff, like some of these stories are like better than some movies that I watched. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what's been the response to that?
The response has been overwhelmingly positive, to be honest.
Right,
Um, you don't know who's honestly watching it all the way through. You don't know who's doing what.
right,
But from the people who are closest to me, the people who I vibe with and rock with, right? People who I always respond to the messages because I got messages in my inbox, man. And I'm be honest, I only check the people who I pin to the top. That's just
right,
kind of how I am, right? Unless I honestly build a bond with somebody and I feel like, okay, cool,
right,
we're cool, right? So the people who I pin to the top, they're always talking about how they foresee me doing something better. And a lot of people who I talk to, they say, you're beyond this right here. This is just a starting point for you.
right,
For me, I have to remind myself, that um man, I've been doing this actually for a long time because I used to do spoken word, I used to do
right.
freestyle battles, all kind of things, man, just to kind of express myself. I've been writing poetry since I was 10 years old, you know,
Wow.
and I mean original pieces,
Yeah,
not copied or anything.
right,
And what happened is over time I ended up being like, kind of getting off course with that because you try to
right,
figure your way out in life. But then when I got on TikTok, it just re-sparked that in me, man. So from what I've been creating, so many people are like, "Yo, you're well beyond this." And some people they literally tell me, I don't like your character." You know,
mm,
that's just my character, and I love that. I'm like, "Cool, you
yeah,
feeding into the storyline."
right, right,
I'm
right.
glad you don't like my character. That's fine with me. Just understand that the character is not
Yeah, it's not
middle.
you. Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
the character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I've had people hit me up in my inbox and they want to know based upon what they see. Yo, did that actually happen to you, or is that real? Like,
Right.
and that's what you know what I'm saying? You really want people to feed into what
Yeah,
you're doing. So the response, man, has been overwhelmingly positive. Some people, they want to collab, right? I want to collab with you because I want to collab with you because
right,
you know, it's so awesome and great. But I always ask them, is this something you honestly want to do? Because when I
uh,
go into it, I go into it. Like I'm
or do you
not like,
want clout?
do you want the chase? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some
yeah, yeah, yeah.
following or whatever.
Right, right, right.
Because as long as you've known me,
Yeah,
you've never seen me beg nobody to follow me, ask
yeah,
nobody to, hey, come like my stuff, and I'm begging. I always call out the BS and say,
right.
listen, you following this person because for what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
where's that person leading you? And I've also challenged people that do not create what they want because I've had many people come to me. This is another part of this. So with the stories that I create, right? I have
mm,
a lot of people who have a way higher following than I do. They come to me and they say, I'm gonna start creating stuff like you do when I get more of a following. And it blows my mind because I'm looking at them. I'm like, you have 150,000 already. You have
Right.
almost 200,000 already. What are you waiting on? If you
Yeah.
want to do what I'm doing, what are you waiting on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that has a lot to do with they don't want to take the chance with losing people. So they want to bulk up as much as possible. And if there's some sort of backlash, they're still at that 100. It's crazy, man. Like I just seen I've seen TikTok become something totally different. And listen, those people that are chasing that check mark, or I can understand their thinking. They may not have anything outside of TikTok. So this is their life. This is what they need. This is what they have to build. Okay, I understand that. But for people that do other things besides this, I don't understand why not be original? Like lately, just TikTok is a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy, and it's literally annoying, man. Like and you see my stuff. Listen, I'm
Yes.
music based. I try to throw a little comedy in there. I'm a Christian. I try to throw some inspiration in there,
Right.
but I try to keep it original because why do I want to sound like anybody else? And that's one of the biggest reasons that a lot with most, I would say with all of the creators that I'm going to have on this show, it's all original. These are our people that have created characters, created
Yeah.
content that have been original and thought provoking, and you know what I'm saying. So I respect what you have transformed your account into,
Right.
because now not only are you pushing yourself, but your content is pushing other creators to want to do the same thing. And that is
Right.
dope. That is
Yeah.
dope. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
but
I was gonna say, like one of the things you just said about being a Christian, right? So one of the things I've always learned, my father was a pastor, and I've grown up my entire life in church, man. And I decided at 17 that I was gonna go and build my own relationship with God and get close to God on my own
right,
without, a pastor pretty much telling me, how to do it. Obviously I accept the guidance, don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
right, right,
but I wanted to do that for myself because that's a whole nother story. But I wanted to do that. So I've been doing that for the since I was 17, man. I still study
right,
my Bible every day I go to church and all this other stuff that you're supposed to do. But really what it's about for me is in the times between Sundays, what are you doing in those
yeah,
times? But what one thing that God has always led me to do, man, is to lead other people down
yeah,
the right path. You got what I'm saying? So to be able to create different stories or be able to talk about different things that help people, because when I talk about things, it's actually biblically based. A lot of people don't know I have my master's in pastoral counseling. So, so
okay,
everything that
okay,
when I give advice, right? So I don't, because one thing I understood about Jesus Christ is that he spoke in parables in order to make people come close to him, because he knew if he came to people with verses and verses, people would be like, I'm not trying to hear all of that. So he
right,
gave him parables. Let me tell you a story,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So that's how you do it. In order to reach a person where they are, you have to tell them a story, because most of the time, people, if you come to them and you say, um, follow God, because if you don't, A, B, C, D, and E,
right,
they'll be like, what? But if you say, listen, let me tell you a story about this one guy, this one time,
yeah,
they'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
like, oh, really? They'll
right,
listen, because
right,
they don't feel as if it's directly at them.
yeah,
People like to live vicariously as well.
yeah,
So when you show them something or show them a story, right? Say if you show them anything, a lot of times what they do is they ingratiate themselves into your story and they start to live it out in their head,
yeah,
to the point where people have come to me with like, I think you should do this for the next episode. Because they start to
yeah,
actually be the story. You got what
right,
I'm
right, right,
saying?
right,
So
right,
that's what you want.
right,
And to transform my page into what I honestly wanted to. And I've honestly thought about going back through all of my old videos, delete, 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 delete.
yeah,
I've thought about it many
yeah,
times, because I said this is what I really want my page to be about. And I always tell anybody, if you search my page, you'll see when I flip the switch. You'll see exactly when I changed and I started doing something different, because I was telling everybody, I'm done doing that.
yeah, yeah,
Whatever that was, I'm done with that.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
what you're gonna get today.
yeah, yeah. I've
If
done
you
that.
rock with it, you rock with it. If not, okay.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I've gone back, and it's like anything that I put out there that was TikTok-ish, I kind of booted it out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I could put my spin on things, and I've
sure.
done that. But anything that I could probably see going through the FYP, I'm like, all right, that's
That's
not
done.
me. It might have been what I tried to do back then, just to kind of put myself out there. But
Sure.
whether it's mashups, whether it's mixes, whether it's DJ truths, whether it's the collaborations that I love doing, this is what I am now. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you know what I'm saying. And you learn
Yeah.
from that. You know what I'm saying? You learn from that. What's your best character? Who's your best character so far?
To be honest, I don't even think I've created one yet, man. At the moment, the one that I love the most is the boss, bro.
Right,
That's my original one. That's the
right,
one I created from jump, and that character was never supposed to be um what it is. Like so many people know me from that. Then
right,
they see the other stories, they're like, yo, this dude is kind of like he's multi-talented or multifaceted. My
right,
favorite is the boss, and I think it's because he's he is a supernatural guy,
right,
but at the same time, he's still kind of human. And I think a lot of us are like that. You know, if we really pay attention, we're supernatural beings living a natural experience, right? So that's kind of like how we are.
yeah,
And I hate to get churchy, man, but when the song says "Amazing Grace," I was lost, but now I'm found. When you
right,
come on this earth, you don't know who God is. Your parents are your God, pretty much, if
yeah,
you were raised by your parents or whatever the case may be.
yeah,
But whoever it is that's above you or your authority figure is your God. And
right,
then when you find God again, now you start to find out who you are, and that's what makes you honestly not want to be like nobody else.
yeah,
Not because you're better, because you
right,
understand who you are, who God made you to be is the best.
right,
Is whatever you are meant to be is the best. So why not do that?
yeah,
You
exactly,
know, why
exactly,
would you why would you try to well, I'm gonna do this for the views. Okay, so everybody views you do it,
yeah,
right? Then they view me do it. At some
yeah,
point it's like, well, who's actually who?
yeah,
Oh,
exactly,
well, I and I got into this debate once about original content creators versus people who just do TikToks. And some people got offended. And I told them, I said, I'm not trying to offend you. Only thing I'm trying to let you know is if I got on TikTok, I said, okay, and I did this behind the scenes and I'll just reveal it. I said, I'll for a weekend, I said, for one weekend, I'll use nothing but TikTok sounds and make TikToks. And I'll show you that I'll get the views, I'll get the likes and all that
right,
stuff. I said, because that's easy. It's easy to just use a sound and do whatever.
yep,
And sure enough, hey man, one post blew up, the other one, a whole bunch of interaction, and the other one a whole bunch of interaction.
yeah,
I said I'll do that for a weekend, and I said I want you to make original content for a weekend and see the difference,
yeah,
dude. After this debate, after we did that for a weekend, oh man, yeah, hats off to you. I was like,
yeah,
right. I said
yeah,
because I said you want to know how long it took me to do the TikTok post? Maybe 3 minutes.
exactly, exactly,
I said, you wanna know how long it took me to create a character, create a storyline, edit it down to a minute. I said, edit it all the way down, do all of this kind of stuff, and have the transitions, have the music. I said, I don't have music to guide me. I create the scenario, then I find the music to fit the scenario. There's a difference. I
right,
said, that takes hours, sometimes days. I said, so you couldn't create it in a weekend, and
yeah,
now you
yeah,
see what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
it's just a big difference.
yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Um, so what has there been a fan favorite character or a character that you've put out that more people have been able to relate to?
This current story,
Okay.
Two
It's
Faces.
not it's a Two Faces. I was about to say Two Faces. Yeah, yeah. Now what's the one? Is Two Faces the one that you had the woman in?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. First of all, that was dope. It was just like I'm like, yo, what am I watching TV or what's going on here? Like honestly, like the editing and everything done perfectly,
Thank you.
and she did. So go ahead. Let's talk about Two Faces. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the current one, Two Faces, is everybody's fan favorite so far, and I believe it's because a lot of people felt like they could relate to the story because I made it about TikTok.
Right.
Two lovers meeting on TikTok, right? oh, everybody's like, yeah. And so many people don't want to say, well, yeah, I kind of have somebody I've been hitting up in the DMs too. And we got a little, soiree going on over here.
Right.
So I knew when I talked to Elle, I told her, I said, this is what we're going to grab people with at first. They're going to think that we're generally telling a love story. So from the first episode to the third and fourth, it's going to be like, wow, they're so in sync. And I said, that's what I want people to see. I said, then on the fifth one, I said,
Mm.
that's when I want people to be like, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait 1 second.
What episode are you on right now?
Five. That's the fifth
So
one. So
this one, okay. And this one,
uh-huh.
is it out? Is number 5 out already, or
It's
you?
out. It's out, yes.
Okay, all right, all right, all right.
So I
All right,
wanted
so
people to go ahead.
yeah. So let people know first of all how they can find you. What's your handle on TikTok? So they not only know how to find you, but they gotta start getting into your stuff. So go ahead.
All right, so you can find me on TikTok with you just type in MILTWRND. It's not most people try to pronounce that last part. What it is my business. My business name is Well Rounded Consulting. So you can find me at
Gotcha.
MILTWRND. And once you find me, look, just go through my stuff. It's like a catalog. I promise you. If you go to any episode, you can click the name, the grayed out name in the caption, and you
Right.
can follow along.
Okay.
And basically follow along and let me know what you think. That's all.
Now, your account has the catalogs in it. You're able to do that on
I do
yours.
not have the playlist
Yeah, me
just
neither,
yet.
man. What the heck?
It's okay, because I figured I'm like, there's more than one way to skin a cat, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for, and
yeah.
for me, to be totally honest, for me, I am all about being able to spread out content as well. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Just being able to spread it out and make it where it is, extremely accessible to everybody in many
right,
audiences. You got what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. So listen, Milt, thank you so much, brother, for your time. It's a lot of most of the time, obviously, unless they're like in your DMs or they're following you on other social media or they know you personally, they know the creation, not the
Yes.
creator. You know what I'm saying? They know
Yes.
what you put out, and they maybe think about, they make it maybe understand or relate to what your mind is trying to get across. But
Right.
I wanted to do this with you and the others to kind of let people get to know the creator and what their mindset is behind their content and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate it, bro. And listen, I know at one point you're like, "Oh, I don't want to get too churchy." Listen, man, that's a part of you. That's you. If
Yeah.
people want to get to know you, they got to get to know that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, of course.
thank you so much, bro. I
Yeah.
know you
Thank
got
you.
stuff to do today, man. I appreciate your time, Milton. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, man. I'm gonna go check out that Two Faces episode 5. Let's
Episode
go,
5.
bro. Thank you,
And
brother.
and and the blessing is, man, is that I was able to link up with you in this platform. I'm grateful for you, man, and God bless you and your family, man. And most of all, man, keep doing what you're doing and being exactly who you are as well.
Thank
You
you,
are
bro.
appreciated, man, and you're seen. Trust me. Even though
I
you may
appreciate
not
it.
get the interaction, quote unquote, that so
Right.
many people look for, but when I look at your interaction from the people who actually pay attention, it's
Yeah.
genuine. And you can
Yeah.
tell. People are like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this guy's a real guy, and I'm like, he's a very good guy. The PSA that real quick, I'm sorry. The PSA
Oh, go
that you
ahead.
put out about the safety at one of your parties. If you said if you come to one of the staff members or you find me and you feel like something's happened to you, that was awesome because
Yeah.
a lot of people when they go to parties,
Right.
they have no idea what to do in that situation.
Yeah.
So that's hey, look, I was like, yeah, hey, this dude is all right with me. I said,
Yeah.
because he's looking out for everybody.
Yeah.
He ain't just
Yeah.
he's not sectioning it off, and he
Yeah.
understands the safety. Even though you're at the party, we having a good time. There are some cruel things that happen. So
Yeah.
man, much love to that, bro. Real
Yeah. I
talk,
appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you.
no doubt, man.
Milton, have a great day, brother. And
Man, you too.
thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Peace.
God bless y'all, man.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.